Okay guys, so I started tearing the F250 piece of junk truck or whatever you want to call it. Took it apart. A guy we know wants these toolbox inserts. They're really pretty cool. You can buy these replacement lids. This one's got a hole in it right here, rusty, and this one's got a hole here. He's going to sandblast it, repaint it, and put it in his truck. Anyways, it's heavier than you think, that's for sure. There's a good amount of steel there. So now I'm going to take the truck and I'm going to take the bed off it, so I'll bring you along. But there's not a lot of the bed left. Where it was bolted to the bed, it just ripped through. Not when I pulled it, but you know, it's been ripped out a long time. And I assume that's because the cross members are bad on the bed. You know, you can't have a bed that looks like this and expect the bottom side to look good. So let's see what it does here. Don't mind the wind. What do you think? So I'm going to take that off, and that's going to be a scrap hopper. So all the stuff I'm going to take off that I don't want, it's going to go to the scrapyard. I'll put it in here. That way I can load it once, put it either on the Freightliner or in the dump truck at one time. I'll take the tailgate off because it's been replaced. I'll hang on to that. It's actually dirty, but it's in really good shape. So I'm not going to try and get these bolts loose. I doubt they'll come loose. I'm just going to torch them off. The bed's no good anyway, so real quick I'll get that taken care of. Alright, I'm just going to take a torch and cut these bolts. This bed is junk anyways. See if I can get my old butt up here. Got a little distracted by a guy stopped by. He wants this cruddy old bed. There's nothing left of this bed. Watch this. It's a very, very friendly bed. It'll wave to you as it goes down the road. It's in really bad shape. This is going to be my scrap bin. I'll just put all the stuff I don't want in this. I might have said that already. Never ends, does it? Can't get nothing done for a phone call. Okay. There's 8 bolts. Now I would normally try and get them bolts loose, but being though this is garbage, there's no sense. Usually I wouldn't use a torch on the top because you take a chance of, you know, burning a hole in that real thin sheet metal. Well, this one doesn't matter. I always do the fuel fill last, just in case I have to use a torch. I don't want to be using a torch with the fuel fill taken loose and gas fumes. I already took the taillights loose. They're pretty easy. I got the bolts loose. They just pull out like so. Figures that one's got a bunch of mud in it. Doesn't want to come loose. Guess we'll just do it that way. So I'm going to take the taillights off because you never know when you're going to break a taillight. There we go. Get enough of the crap out of there. It'll be alright. Okay, the fuel fill is just 3 7mm. That's where that comes in handy. Okay. When you take the filler neck loose, you need to take it and push it down so it's out of that hole, because if you don't, when you go to lift it, it'll catch on it. Unless there's something zip tied to it that I don't know about, which I'm honestly, if this was a nice truck, I'd take the time to find it. This, I don't care. So I'm just going to grab the grate off, grab some chains, we'll get this thing lifted off. Careful, don't scratch your paint. saying about some of the extra crap they got on here. There's a, I guess that's hard for you to see. There's a hydraulic line, 2 of them tied on here, which is why I come up just a little bit, and they got a little extra electric crap over here I gotta take loose. Normally I'd take my time and all this, but like I said, this is nothing but parts. It's all gonna get torn apart. It means nothing. This is scrap metal. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart. I'll probably just take a pry bar over there and try and just rip that loose. It's so crusty, that clamp there and there, and see if I can get it loose. Just the right tool. Worked out very well. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this mess is tied together here. Okay. Looks like it, boys. Up and away. Okay, that's that. Now I'm going to take off all this high rail stuff. It is actually on a factory made bracket. Uses factory holes. It's pretty cool, really. At least I think they're factory, I should say. These will probably come loose. So I'll probably use the impact, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this thing with chains so that it'll hold it while I take the bolts loose. Which is why I brought this back here. And wrap them down some more. Rigging this stuff up isn't an exact science. I mean, you can kind of guess what you're going to need to do, but a lot of times it's trial. Just try it, see what happens, and hope nobody gets hurt. That's really what I'm after. It started raining again. One might say, JC, why would you not go inside? I like being out in the sun. I like being out in the daylight. That's the end of that battery. One might also say, why aren't you using that new Milwaukee? The answer to the question about why I'm not using the new Milwaukee is, you see what this looks like? Can you guys see that? You see how dirty that is? How beat up that is? I just don't want to do that to the Milwaukee yet. Might have to resort to air. So that one. Gosh, that was easy. So much crap in the way here. Well, let's see here. Down some. Okay, that's that one. Only left is one more bolt. Okay, that worked out pretty well. I guess I should have explained to you guys, what I'm taking off is the back bumper and then the high rail, which is the system that comes down hydraulically and has wheels on it. Normally they took the wheels off, but would ride on the track. So I'm taking that off because we don't need that. So I want to get it off of here and get some weight off this thing for one. There we go. It's looking like it might be welded. Yep, they welded it. What? Pickle. So, I'm not going to grind it out. It's not that important. Again, one of the benefits of a parts truck. Okay. I don't know, guys. Pop loose. So, it's pretty uneventful, which is always good. Okay, fellas. Alright guys, I'm going to bring this back. You guys guide me. Make sure I don't hit anything. I need to bring this whole assembly back and then up. You guys guide me, alright? There's a lot of weight there, fellas. So we got to take the 2 hydraulic lines off. Let's see if I can find the drain pan. Here's one. Those aren't very big. Very curious to what that weighs. Okay guys, we're gonna go up and over the cab now, get it out of our way. That's it. So let me show you what we're accomplished today. Alright, so the idea was to get the bed off, the high rail stuff off. I should have remembered that hydraulic lines, but that's why I pulled it off. I pulled that high rail off and back, and then came back and looked, because I'm on my own today, and you know, if my wife was here she would have watched. But this is where it was welded. You see how that was split there? That was actually bent down. There was a weld right here and then welded right in that bolt hole. So I just took the torch, cleaned that out, and this side over here is what they did. I don't know if this is going to show up for you guys, but they welded right here on the bottom. There's some schmegmar to clean up, but the frame's still okay. I didn't dig into the frame at all, which is really good. And I wanted to get the clips out of here because this looks horrible today, but it's actually, this frame's in pretty good shape. Looks like this is probably a new leaf spring too. It's not as clean as this one, but that whole side is dirtier. Must have been something in the box that was dirty. But next we'll be we're going to take the cab off, and these, I don't believe they tie them to the cab. You guys see that? They're just mounted to the frame, so they won't have to come off to get the cab off. I'm not going to be real gentle with this cab. There's nothing good on it, you know, it's garbage. But I want to get it off. There's probably going to be some more wiring and stuff to get a hold of first, more than normal. I may take this high rail stuff off the front first before I take the cab off, just so it'll be easier to get to everything here. That high rail on the front comes off pretty easy. You can see what they did there. It's mounted to the bumper brackets, so that's pretty simple. And this is just a cover. There's a bunch of stuff. Electric over hydraulic pump under here. Maybe I should just show you all better. All right, now I'll show you what it is. So here's the meat and potatoes of the high rail. You've got electric over hydraulic pump, pressure line, return line, well, or one way or the other, because I believe they're pressure both ways. Comes into a spool valve, like this electric over hydraulic. So these are coils that when you activate the coils, it moves it one way or the other. I think I gotta have the key on. So when the coil activates, it pulls the valve one way. This one, and in the rest position, takes it probably back to the middle so that it can just return if it needs to. And then this one, pull it this way. Pretty cool little setup, all covered in this this aluminum box here. And look, they even have a hydraulic, just a regular pump, so that if that would go bad, all they would have to do would be pump that. The cable you saw on the front, on the back, when I was working on that, the cable that I took the T-handle off, that was for a lock. It actually pulled a pin so that you can raise and lower the rails. Thing's greased up good. Wonder if it's any good. I don't know, but pretty cool setup. Nothing else that's interesting, at least to me, because it looks like the way this works is it works off a cam system where that whole entire unit right there rolls this way. And then this is like a, you can see that slot right there, that's like a cushion spring, like suspension, I'm thinking. But pretty cool, pretty cool. So we're gonna call it quits for today. We got plans this evening, and I'm gonna have to take a few minutes and get cleaned up. And you know, my hands are all greasy and dirty, and well, who am I kidding? I gotta get a shower. When I get real greasy, you know, I gotta go run over to the wire wheel and get all this grease off my hands. All right, guys, that's it. A little bit of progress on the POS, on the piece of junk. Like I said, next time we'll work on the front. We'll probably take that off. We'll get the cab off. We'll get the motor out, and we'll get moving along. We got a lot of rain coming though, so I might just wait and leave that cab on until I'm ready to put it in that motor in the other truck that I got. Oh yeah, in case I guess I should have told you this. Since I did the video about this truck, I bought another truck that needs that motor, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the transmission in because we know it's a good one. And it's a four-wheel drive truck, so I'll change over the tailstock and we'll put it in a donor truck, in a new truck. We're gonna do a heart transplant. Might even do, what would that be? Transmission, let's call it the liver. We'll do a heart and a liver all at once. All right, I'm gonna leave you that, guys. If you like what we're doing, give us that thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave your comments down below. Catch you on the next one.